Bluenbroke and welcome to my YouTube channel. I really want to outline some of the things we've experienced since moving out, because we've now been here for like 2-3 weeks. Things that we really had no concept of or a grip of before moving. I also want to tell you a bit about the story about how we actually found this place and the lead up to it, because it took us bloody ages. A little bit of a house tour, a little bit of a clean up, and a little bit of a chat today. First of all, I put you on my very luxurious tripod. Yeah, it's kitchen roll. My girlfriend has left me. That came out not how I meant it to. My girlfriend has left me to go to London tonight, but she's going to like a Christmas thing with her work. Excuse me, let me just get my makeup out. Cool. I'm literally doing my makeup at like, what, 7 o'clock at night just to film this, because I have insecurity issues, okay? Even though I'm starting the video like this. Anyway, back to the story. I have relocated like 2 hours away from home. We were both living in London before, and we are now down in Brighton. If you're not from the UK, Brighton is like pretty much gay central. Anywhere in the UK, I don't think it gets any gayer than Brighton does. You will never be the quirkiest person in this town. There is always someone quirkier than you, which I absolutely loved, because I've gone from like a town where people just stare at me, just like a town where I blend into the background easier than anyone else. So I'm gonna just put this on, and it's actually really elite. Like, I was using Revolution before, which is still good, but it's quite thick, and this is just like, I'm gonna do really simple basic makeup, and I feel like this actually really works for that. Clearly I am not a makeup artist. This is the finished look. Looks weird. So we've moved here about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I feel like we're just about getting settled in now and like making this house our home. So the way we came about this house to start with is we've actually stayed here before. It used to be an Airbnb in Brighton, and last year for Pride we came down, we rented it and stayed for a few days, and we absolutely adored it. We were sat and we were looking out in the garden, and we were like, God, if we can actually find a place like this, we'd be so happy. But we had been looking for a house for like over 6 months, which is mental. I don't think I know anyone else who'd been looking to just rent, not buy a house, for like that long period of time. Why is my nose just remaining red? We were literally just about to sign a contract. We put a holding deposit on a different house that we didn't even like, looking for so long that we were like, let's just go for whatever. 20 minutes before we went to go and sign that contract, my girlfriend was looking to do one more look on the market, even though I was very much against it. I was just like, don't bother, we have looked for months. She ignored me, and she had a little final look anyway. This place had suddenly come onto the market, like in a matter of 2 minutes. She had found it, from it being put onto the market to her being on the phone to the guy. We came across really mental, I'm not gonna lie, and said like, look, we have stayed there, we don't need a tour, we don't need anything like that. Can we please just take it over the phone? We don't want anyone else to have an opportunity to basically swoop in and offer even more money, because this was already more than our original budget. We were like, please, can we just take it? We're happy to do a contract like today. But he was like, we kind of have to meet the renters, so you have to come and do a viewing. And the next day we came down and we made an offer on the spot. We went through all the referencing, blah, blah, blah. There's so much to like renting a house that I had no idea about before. This place, obviously, it was no bills included, nothing. I hadn't done the referencing or anything before. We passed all the referencing. Like a week later, he called to tell us that we got the place, which is absolutely amazing. We were literally ecstatic. It was one of those things that we didn't sign the contract to the day, so we just didn't really believe it for like 3 weeks from when we got the call to say we got it to actually moving in day, because we signed our contract on the day that we moved in, which I didn't even know was a thing. Again, so clueless. It's taken like until now for me to actually realize it happened, but I feel like it's one of those stories that really is fate. Like, we were really meant to just be here. This is longer than it usually takes me to do makeup. I'm such a person who can't focus on things at once. Kind of an overview of how we got this place, a brief overview of how many places we had to look at, because it was literally at least 20 places we've gone to see. I feel like I've not put on makeup unless I take my highlighter and put it in the corner of my eye. You guys are probably like, you shouldn't do that, it looks weird. I'm doing it anyway. I get so distracted. Ew. That was kind of the story of how we ended up kind of getting our dream house. Woo! Oh God, I sprayed straight to my mouth. I am playing the role of housewife tonight, because I've got to clean up all this mess. So things that were just simply not explained to me at school, and probably the same for you, it like really frustrates me, because you go to school, you spend so much time in that bloody place. They teach you what's in your pencil case in French, rather than how to do your taxes, how to pay your bills, and how to actually be an adult. So frustrating. I've never learned anything like that at school. When you move out to like uni, and when you move out for the first time out of your parents' house, you just got no idea what's coming your way. Overall, it has been like a really blissful experience to be able to move out with my girlfriend, and so far we are doing really good. I hope we continue like that, fingers crossed. When we moved, we were really stressed. We wouldn't find anyone to be friends with. When you move for like uni, everyone feels like that freedom to just come up to you and introduce yourself because you're all in the same boat. But when you're just moving at like 23 and 25 to a new town, if you just go up to random strangers like, do you want to be my friend? It's gonna come across as weird. Definitely be doing an array of things to make an effort to make friends. Like mental health wise and for our relationship, it is important that we are going to see other people in a friendship way. Not in the other way. Whatever floats your boat though, I can't judge you and I won't judge you either. You are safe here. I was meant to vlog like moving out and I just completely forgot to. I have however vlogged it on TikTok, so do go and check that out. I've done like miniature vlogs on there. What led me to be here. Please put in a sound effect, because if you haven't, that'll be a really awkward spin. Welcome to bedroom number 1. This is actually like our guest room. We don't sleep in here. And we are currently going around and cleaning up Millie's mess. Exhibit A, Exhibit B. Things that were just not explained to me is paying bills. For some reason, I had a big assumption that when you move into a new place, a landlord would like transfer over your name and your account to the bill. Couldn't have been more wrong. They just told us the name of the like gas and electric company and told us that it was our job to sort out, which is fair enough. Not actually complaining that we had to sort it out. I just had an assumption that it would be a lot easier. Spent like the second day when we moved in, we thought we'd be like, oh, we can get on with work and, you know, just finish unpacking and stuff. No, we spent it all day on the phone. Only Millie's phone, because on the one day I decided to move, my phone's just stopped working. That was really nice and cool. We spent all day on the phone, so we had to organise water. We then had to call up a gas and electric company so we wouldn't freeze through the winter. And obviously we need electricity to do everything in this day and age. And we also had to pay stuff like council tax, we had a TV licence, outstanding orders for our rent. Like day 2 was like the hardest day I think we've experienced being here. It just felt like constantly like you'd miss something, and like something important, the waters wouldn't come out the tap, so we can't wash our hair. Just that constant fear that we had messed up. It took a while to get everything sorted. It definitely all didn't get sorted in that first day. One thing we didn't realise, and the landlord hadn't told us, because we had so many assumptions because we stayed here before and it was fully running and there was an Airbnb and Wi-Fi and everything like that. For the first 2 weeks we had absolutely no Wi-Fi when we moved in here. Really stressful considering our jobs is completely all online, because we had assumed that they would keep the Wi-Fi running for a week or 2. Don't assume anything when you move in somewhere new. We learned from our mistake. We have now got our Wi-Fi. That is this room pretty much sorted. Side note, correct me if I'm wrong, but have you ever seen anyone with this amount of tan in your life? My God, girl. There's like what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I feel like that's not even all of them, but I've just counted 15 tanning products there. I think her favourite's like Bondi Sands or something. But I don't really do tanning. Is that something you do? Like, I feel like I'm just not one of those girls that are into tanning. So I do definitely help her. I like to think I do. I try to help her is probably the better way to phrase that. Before, we were both living in our parents' house back in London. We weren't paying like anything, like a little bit of rent contributions here and there. I feel like my way of thinking has changed, all adding up so much. And at the moment, the UK is going through like the cost of living crisis, where gas has gone up times 400. It is so expensive to keep yourself warm over the winter. Oh, it sounds so silly, but actually just wearing a jumper around the house instead of making the house hotter. Nice. What we are doing to save money at the moment is when we go to the shop is literally buying things we know we will use. Cheap ingredients to make good food. Like we buy the fresh ingredients but from like Asda's own stuff, so you can get like a 3-pack of onions for like 30 pence. Not buying like luxury products or anything like that. That sounds so silly. Guys, when I started this I was really motivated to clean. All of that motivation has now gone and I want to stop cleaning. I've decided that I don't make a good housewife and this isn't the life for me, and I in fact want to go to bed right now and not be doing this. So that's cool. And a year from now we want to buy our own house, not be renting. But the only way you can rent and do that is like saving money, making cuts where you can. You guessed it. This is our bedroom. I think I am gonna do a separate house tour another day. Basically the camera died. Fantastic. My brain cannot function doing 2 things at once, so I'm gonna go and carry on tidying the house after this. But fundamental and important to find other people to talk to when you move somewhere, especially as a couple. Me and Millie are just very sociable, like butterflies. We like to speak to other people, we like to go out and socialise. Since moving here, we've met probably like quite a few people, I would say. It's a work in process. It's not something that's happened straight away. Met people at Pride and at events a while ago who then hosted their own event when we first got here, like one of the first days, and that meant we got to meet loads of other people at that event who live in the area. Kind of met friends through friends. Something else we have done is we got on Bumble BFF. Day and age, you can't just walk up to someone at a coffee shop and be like, can I be your friend? And a lot of the time I think people just think you're moving to them. So we have tried Bumble BFF and we've met a couple off of there. We're still going to try and carry on doing that, but it is really weird. Like, neither of us really know how to chat to people. I feel like we both use Tinder, Bumble and all of those things in a dating perspective because you already know what the other person wants, but when in a friend's perspective I find it really hard to know what to talk about. I'd rather meet up with them, then have the small talk and get to know each other and see if we vibe, because there's no point like us all just being sat there texting if we're not actually going to vibe in person. We did try just going out to pubs and bars and like interacting with people on a night out. We have met so many people, but it's very hard to read if they're like chatting to me or chatting to Millie in a different way, because a lot of people are on the pool on a night out. Trying our best with it and working kind of as a team. It's really weird to have to try so hard to make friends. I've struggled all my life with making friends anyway, finding it really, really difficult to push myself out of my comfort zone. I'm hoping to give you a house tour maybe in like 2 weeks time. As many of you may know already, we're trying to build a community on here. It's not just me and it's not just you, it's all the other people watching this video, everyone down in the comments. And make sure you drop your @s on everything so we can all subscribe and follow each other across all platforms. Build a safe space for anyone and everyone. Everyone is welcome here. Just with a couple more vlogs coming up, we've got plenty of other things happening on this channel. I hope for now you have a really, really good week and you get up to a lot of exciting stuff. Don't forget to go and check out my TikTok and Instagrams. I'll put them up here, so feel free to check those out and feel free to put your @s below so I can follow you guys back too. Really looking forward to see you guys next week for another video.